So what is good, everyone on YouTube? This is Very Melon Man, and welcome to the next part of the Mass Effect Legendary Edition Let's Play. Or rather, welcome to the beginning of the Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition Let's Play. Yeah, we might as well get this started. I'm gonna keep going until I'm done with the whole trilogy. Back to back to back. Let's just do this. The difference between the music and the atmosphere between Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 1 is literally the difference between night and day. This harsh orange light compared to the calm, serene blue of looking over planet Earth and the type of music you're listening to as well. Very much telling you that you're going to be in for a very different chapter of the Shepard saga. So calibration, no Legendary Edition level scaling here because this game was originally conceived as requiring 30 levels. And the trophies that we'll be going after, we got the missing in action trophy from when I imported my Jane Shepard default female character just to see if I could do some neat things with save editing. Unfortunately, that is not possible at the time for the PlayStation 4. So I can't show you off any of the cool things that were possible to do if you had save editing software earlier. Yeah, 2 characters. So we're going to go and import Melon Shepard, who's level 55 according to the original scaling of Mass Effect 1, not the level scaling. Perfectly fair. And we're just going to do things normally. Subtitles on, squad power uses. I'm going to turn this off for this game because the way powers in general work for this game is very different to Mass Effect 1. And so there's not much of an advantage to having your party members go hog wild with their powers. They should be completely left up to the player at every opportunity. So just make sure everything worked. Melon Shepard is here. My rank or level is 55. I was an adept. My psychological profile indicated I followed the Paragon path because I made mostly Paragon decisions, even though those of you who watched my Let's Play of the first Mass Effect realized that I eventually got around to maxing both the Paragon and Renegade bars. Erna Rex survived the mission on Vermeer. Ashley Williams was killed on Vermeer. Now what's funny is that if Rex is listed as dead, it's possible to see a picture of Ashley standing right next to Rex here to indicate the fact that she was the one who had to kill him due to the conversation going badly. And of course, this could be Ashley or Caden. The Council could either be saved or saved or sacrificed. And Udina or Anderson could join the Council. I chose Udina.
Shepard did everything right. More than we could have hoped for.
Commander Shepard uncovered the truth.
And still, it's not enough.
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack.
But they're sending him to fight Geth. Geth. We both know they're not the real... The Reapers are still out there.
And it's up to us to stop them.
The Council will never trust Cerberus. They'll never accept our help, even after everything humanity has accomplished. But Shepard, they'll follow him. He's a hero, a bloody icon.
Now, in the original version of this opening, Miranda and this elusive man here will mention if you saved the Destiny Ascension or not.
Then see to it that
I guess I was taken out because of the addition of the Genesis comic. 1 month after the devastating Geth attack on the Citadel, the Galactic community struggles to rebuild. The Alliance fleet made a tremendous sacrifice to save the Citadel Council earned humanity membership in their prestigious group. But for those who know the truth, the search for answers is just beginning. Forgive the noises in the microphone. I'm having lunch right now. One spicy and one mild, respectively. Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Disengaging FTL drives. Emission sinks active. Board is green. We are running silent.
We're wasting our time. 4 days searching up and down this sector, and we haven't found any sign of Geth activity.
3 ships went missing here in the past month. Something happened to them.
My money's on slavers. The Terminus system is crawling with them.
Picking up something on the long-range scanner. Unidentified vessel. Looks like a cruiser.
Doesn't match any known signatures.
Cruiser is changing course. Now on intercept trajectory.
Can't be. Stealth systems are engaged. There's no way a Geth ship could possibly...
It's not the Geth. Brace for evasive maneuvers!
Presley!
Kinetic barriers down.
No!
Multiple hull breaches.
No!
Weapons offline. Somebody get that fire out.
Joker, are you serious? No! The Normandy's being destroyed as we know it, and everyone we knew and loved in the first game is going to die.
Shepard!
Distress beacon is ready for launch.
Will the Alliance get here in time?
So, the reason Liara is walking up to Shepard in what appears to be Ashley's default Phoenix armor from the first game is because... Well, honestly, I guess it's just because of laziness. I don't know.
The Alliance won't abandon us. We just need to hold on. Get everyone onto the escape shuttle.
And yes, that means that whoever you romanced in the first game will be wearing this armor for you to wear in this game.
I need you to get the crew onto the evac shuttle. I'll take care of Joker.
So,
Shepard!
Liara, go.
it's fine.
Now.
There's nothing weird
Aye, aye.
about Caden being in the Phoenix armor. It looks very good on the men, to be honest. You can even put Shepard in the Phoenix armor in the first game. There's just no reason to, because by the time you get more armor, you usually have something better to equip. No! That random person! Get the Joker.
We've suffered heavy damage from an unknown enemy. Come on, baby, hold together. Hold together.
So, just like how the first Mass Effect opened up with a pan of the interior of the Normandy and gave you the ability to explore it, get to know your crew a little bit before you go to Eden Prime. What Mass Effect 2 is doing is taking that familiarity, that opening you've probably played over and over again to get every combination of Shepard and romance option you could in the first game, and just ripping it away from you. Ripping it away. And it's a very effective emotional gut punch for that.
No, I won't abandon the Normandy. I can still save her.
Come on, dude. Seriously? No.
The Normandy's lost. Going down with the ship won't change that.
Yeah, okay. Help me up. They're coming around for another attack. Watch the arm.
So not only is the Normandy dead, but so is Shepard. Now, Mass Effect Genesis is an interactive comic that summarizes the events of 1. I'm actually going to play this because I feel like most people just skip it, but all you're going to do is get a summary of the story. Your import choices will not be overwritten.
Just another routine mission. Why do they always say that before a mission? Of course it's routine. You haven't done anything yet. It's everything that happens along the way. The choices you make, the paths you choose, that turn the routine into anything but. Of course, that's how it started. A routine mission, answering a distress call. And look where that got me. We were testing out the Normandy, Captain Anderson's new ship, when the distress call came in. An Alliance patrol on Eden Prime had been attacked. They'd seen something they couldn't explain. And whatever it was massive. I hit the ground with my lieutenant, Caden Alenko. A good kid, loyal, by the book.
Good kid?
Biotics.
Alenko is older than you are, Shepard.
Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams. A soldier to the core. Tough, disciplined, ready to take on whatever came her way. Ashley joined up with us and took us to the spot where she lost her squad. That's when we saw it. The ship. Like nothing I'd ever seen. It was massive, scorching the colony and everything around it. We followed the path of destruction to an artifact, a beacon left by a long-dead race called the Protheans. The colony had dug it up, and whoever attacked them had tried to take it. Chief Williams made the mistake of getting too close. It hit her with some type of energy. I grabbed her and threw her out of the way. That's when it hit me. Hard. Every muscle in my body went rigid. I couldn't move, could barely breathe. Everything went black. And then I saw something. A vision. Dream. A nightmare. By the time I woke up, we were halfway to the Citadel on our way to meet the Council. I was expected to explain what I'd seen. Anderson came along. So did Adina, our political representative on the Citadel. With those two heavyweights, it seemed reasonable we could persuade the Council that the ship we'd seen was a potential threat, as was the individual behind the attacks. The main suspect for the Eden Prime massacre was a Turian Spectre named Saren. He'd been seen by one of the survivors from the colony at Eden Prime, and there was some evidence to suggest that the ship was connected to Saren. But even Udina's pointed accusations weren't enough to convince the Council. They just couldn't believe one of their chosen elite Spectres could be guilty of something like that. They needed proof, which meant I needed proof. Fortunately, I wasn't alone in my search. Garrus, another Turian, wanted to help. A top agent for Citadel Security. Despite orders from his superiors that he shouldn't get involved, he told me he was suspicious of Saren, and he had some useful leads. More importantly, he was willing to share them. That led me to Rex, the biggest, nastiest looking Krogan bounty hunter I'd ever seen. He turned out to be more than just a brute. It was his intel that led to a fugitive with incriminating evidence on Saren. The fugitive turned out to be an energetic little Quarian named Tal. A tech expert with a knack for hacking, she'd procured some information on Saren. Evidence that proved Saren was dirty. Tally's evidence proved that Saren was responsible for the massacre on Eden Prime, and that the immense warship we'd spotted was in fact Saren's flagship. But it went much further. Saren was trying to find a way to bring back a race of sentient machines from dark space. Machines allegedly responsible for cleansing the galaxy of all organic life. These Reapers were blamed for wiping out all life 50,000 years ago, including the Protheans, then disappearing back through the mass relays to dark space, leaving no trace they'd ever been. That explained why Saren was after the beacon, and it made some sense out of my visions. But not much else. We couldn't convince the Council that the Reapers were a threat, but they agreed Saren had to be stopped. They stripped him of his Spectre status and gave me the honor of becoming the first human Spectre. My first task? Bring down Saren. Anderson decided to stay behind, giving up his ship, the Normandy. He told me I would need it more than he would. He also pointed me in a direction. Liara, a Prothean expert, adept in biotics, and maybe most importantly, daughter of Benezia, Saren's top lieutenant. And like most Asari, as beautiful as she is intelligent, and born with a unique ability to meld with other species. Liara was able to help me decipher some of the vision the beacon had given me. Nothing concrete, but it gave me some clues. And a new appreciation for the Asari. Her technique for accessing my vision was unexpected, but not at all unpleasant. Ashley was a little concerned about the connection I shared with Liara. As commander, I knew either relationship had the potential to interfere with the mission. I told Liara about how I felt. Apparently she'd felt it too. But we agreed we wouldn't let it get in the way of our mission. Finding Saren. Thanks to Liara's help, we had our next lead. Benezia. Saren had taken her to Nobarian, where he'd enslaved a dangerous race of insect-like creatures, the Rachni. He ordered Benezia to use the same technique Liara had used on me to extract information from the Rachni Queen. The Queen's drones were everywhere, and they weren't happy. We had to fight through hundreds of them to get to Benezia. By the time we arrived, Saren was gone, with the information. I tried to reason with Benezia, but Saren had indoctrinated her. He had somehow acquired the ability to control people's actions and wills. Benezia wouldn't surrender, and Liara was forced to watch her mother die in her arms. And I was left with an angry, dangerous Rachni Queen to deal with. She claimed her drones would do no harm if I released her. But the Rachni had terrorized the galaxy before. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't doom an entire species for past sins. And the Queen was true to her word. She left and took her army of drones with her. With Saren's top lieutenant dead, he was quickly running out of time and places to hide. I tracked him down at his base on Vermeer, but we soon learned it was more than a base of operations. It was a breeding ground. Saren was breeding an army of Krogan. He'd found a cure for the genophage, a disease inflicted on the Krogan to prevent them from breeding and taking over the galaxy. But the Krogan Saren was breeding were slaves, mindless beasts that obeyed Saren's will. I had to destroy the base, and all its research. Rex disagreed. Violently. Rex wanted the genophage cure for his people. I tried to convince him to help me destroy it, that these Krogan weren't real. But he wouldn't back down. Fortunately, Rex is smarter than he looks. He realized this wasn't the way to help his people, and that Saren was the real threat. When we finally got to the center of the base, I realized just how close Saren was to completing his plan. He was already in communication with the Reapers. Sovereign, Saren's flagship we'd all assumed was just a ship.
But yeah, I like her.
Reaper.
She's a sweet-haired lady.
It
She's
spoke
a
to me.
lovely lady.
Threatened me. I could feel the menace it had for every living thing. It wanted me dead. It wanted us all dead. And I knew it was capable of doing just that. What I couldn't understand was why Saren would help it. But there was no time to think about it. Sovereign knew where we were. We had to destroy the base and get the hell out. I split up my team in 2 squads, sending Ash with one and Caden with the other as a distraction. We had a nuke, and we planned to use it. Before we could detonate the bomb, Saren showed up. We fought. I stalled him to make time for my team. And in talking to him, I realized the truth. It wasn't Saren who was indoctrinating everyone. It was Sovereign. The Reaper. And Saren was in deeper than all of them. He tried to convince me he was still in control. Said he found a way to reduce the Reaper's influence, but he was kidding himself. Or believing the lies Sovereign was telling him. Before I could convince him to stop, he ran, leaving me just seconds to extract my squad mates. I tried, but I wasn't fast enough. I could only save one of them. Ash was a good friend, and a great soldier. But I had to choose, and I chose Caden. That was the last time Saren would slip away from me. I knew then, the next time we met, one of us would die. With my team mostly intact, we chased Saren and his army to Ilos, a long-lost planet that had once belonged to the Protheans. As we prepared for what we knew would be a desperate fight, I spoke to my crew. We were just one ship, against Saren's growing army. I assured them all that despite the odds, we could defeat him. But Liara saw through my words. She knew I was hurting after Ash's death. She could sense my doubts. We both knew this mission could be our last. Until that moment, we'd put our feelings aside for the sake of that mission. But why wait? We gave in to each other, and it was perfect. While it lasted. We arrived on Ilos, close behind Saren. Once on the planet, we discovered a Prothean databank that helped me put the final pieces of my vision together. The Reapers had come 50,000 years ago, and every 50,000 years before that, each time purging the galaxy of life. The Protheans had fought and died, like every species before them. But a few survived long enough to leave a parting gift. The Protheans had discovered that the Citadel was the key to controlling the mass relays. By sabotaging the Citadel, they found a way to close the relays to dark space, slowing the Reapers' return, giving us the time we needed to find a solution to stop the Reapers once and for all. Saren knew this. He was leading his army to take control. We followed him to the Citadel. It was intact, but heavily damaged. He had caught the Council fleets by surprise, and they were only now regrouping. But Saren was done with.
Okay, so that was getting a little bit long, and I felt the point was made. So basically, if that made the video too long, I'll edit out the rest of the comic. I'll edit out most of the comic, but I'll get to the end. The point being made is that normally, if you're playing Mass Effect Genesis, it's because back in the PlayStation 3 days, Mass Effect 2 was the only version of the game that PlayStation 3 owners could play as their first Mass Effect. Back then, Mass Effect 1 was exclusive to PC and the Xbox 360. So the Genesis comic was made in order to get the most important imported flag choices out of the way for PlayStation 3 owners to get up to speed with. And ever since, and it is free downloadable content for that purpose. So that's the reason the Genesis comic is included in the Legendary Edition. What normally happens is that a PlayStation 3 owner would go through the comic and make all of the important decisions like, is Rex alive or dead, or do you save Ash or Caden? But since we already have our imported choices carried over, the comic just automatically picked the choices we already made in our game. Woo! Look at my important face. Oh my god. The scar is gone, but that was always something in the original Mass Effect as well. That's gonna be fine though. So what's interesting about the way I'm gonna do this here is that Shepard is being rebuilt with the most advanced technological science known to mankind, which is why I'm going to roleplay myself, making him change from Adept to Sentinel to reflect the fact that he's more or less a cyborg. As for what this is, the flashbang grenade power is something you have to start with, no matter what. Simply because that's one of those bugs that occur with the Legendary Edition of the game. You get bonus powers from your squad mates depending on how you played the game in the first place, or why, or what you unlocked as you played through Mass Effect 2. But that particular bonus power is exclusive to a DLC character, and...
Damn it, Wilson. He's not ready yet. Give him the sedative. Shepard, don't try to move. Just lie still. Try to stay calm.
Miranda, and yeah, that is Steve Bloom you're listening to, by the way. Opposite Miranda.
It's not working.
Another dose. Now.
Heart rate dropping. Stats falling back into normal range. You almost lost him.
I told you your estimates were off. Run the numbers again.
Wake up, Commander.
I genuinely forgot how up close and personal Miranda gets to you there, because I'm so used to skipping through the opening when I replay Mass Effect 2. Because, you know, I've owned the trilogy for a long time now, so I genuinely forgot how close Miranda gets to your face there.
Grab the pistol and armor from the locker. You don't have time to wait around, Shepard. Grab your weapon and armor.
This pistol doesn't have a thermal clip.
It's a med bay. We'll get you a clip from. Keep your head down, Shepard. Shield yourself from the blow.
Alright. Can't explain this right now. Just going to tell you. We're going to go into tech armor first for the Sentinel build I'm going with. Generates an energy armor suit to boost your shields. When the armor is destroyed, it sends out pulse energy. Pulse of energy knocks back damage only by foes. Leveling it up increases your shield strength and the duration it lasts until it's destroyed. It also increases the pulse radius, force, and damage. Alright.
Someone's hacking security trying to kill you. Look for a thermal clip for your pistol. Looks like they set up a barricade to try. Look out! Keep moving. We need to get to the shuttles.
So let's get out of here.
Shepard, security mechs are closing in on your position.
Well, we got this tech armor. Let's do it.
Don't waste time. I can't keep the mechs distracted for long.
Right,
Reinforcements heading your way. Grab the grenade launcher. Here come the mech.
Alright.
Take the elevator down one floor. Hurry! Get to the door. Run!
The dash animation is now officially called the storm animation in this game.
Shepard, read me. I've got them closing in on my position.
Alright.
Progress is slow, but subject shows signs of recovery. Major organs are again functional, and there are signs of rudimentary neurological activity. In an effort to accelerate the process, we've moved from simple organic reconstruction of the subject to biosynthetic fusion. Initial results show promise.
Lots of promise. Tech armor is great.
Log update. The cost of this project is astronomical. Over $4
See, Bloom, I think you have enough money, frankly. But we'll see where that goes from here. Sorry, dude.
I can't figure Miranda out. As project director, she should be ecstatic at all the progress we've made. But she's still the same old Ice Queen. Maybe she's worried Shepard might become the new favorite. Or maybe she is just a pure cold-hearted bitch.
Incoming!
And this guy. Okie dokie.
What are you doing here? Thought you were still a work in progress.
Are you with Miranda?
Yeah, sorry. I forgot this is all new to you right now. I'm Jacob Taylor. I've been stationed here for—
Hostiles detected.
Damn it! Things must be worse than I thought if Miranda's got you running around. I'll fill you in, but we better get you to the shuttle first.
Nice to meet you, Jacob.
I know this isn't the best time, but I'm sick of stumbling around when I don't know what's going on.
Most people would be in your condition, Shepard.
You and your ship were attacked and destroyed. You were killed. Dead as dead can be when they brought you here. Our scientists spent the last 2 years putting you back together. You've been comatose, or worse, that whole time. Welcome back to your...
I'm having some trouble wrapping my head around this.
Like it was just yesterday when I got my ship blown up. Clearly.
The whole galaxy thinks you're dead. And if we don't get to those shuttles, they'll be right.
Alright.
Maybe it's time we got moving.
First step, let's finish off.
If everyone else thinks I was dead, I don't know what happened to the rest of my crew, so that's what I'm gonna have to do.
Give the order when you want me to hit them with the good stuff.
The good stuff. Okay then, so this is how it's gonna work. A new mechanic introduced to the combat in this game is the bionic detonation. You basically combine pull and throw in order to do that.
Ready to get the hell off this station?
Before we go anywhere,
Okay, now that the coast is clear, we can resume our conversation.
You said they spent 2 years rebuilding me? How bad were my injuries?
I'm no doctor, but it was bad. When I first saw you, you were nothing but meat and tubes. Anywhere else, they'd have put you in a coffin. Project Lazarus was different. Cutting-edge technology.
What can you tell me about the project? Were there other test subjects?
Project Lazarus only had one subject. The whole point was to bring you back. Just you. Even that was a challenge. 2 years. All the top scientists. The best technology money could buy.
What do you mean? Cloning? Cybernetics?
I don't know the details. You'd have to ask the scientists. But I'm pretty sure you're not a clone. They wanted to bring you back exactly as you were. You're still you. You just might have a few extra bits and pieces now.
Like tech armor powers. But yeah, the actual way Project Lazarus works is never going to be properly explained, because technologically bringing someone back from the dead when they were nothing but meat and tubes is a little too ridiculous, even for something like Mass Effect, which was more or less hard sci-fi in the first game.
Do you know anything about this attack? Who's behind it? What they're after?
Damn if I know. I was getting ready for some shut-eye, then bam! Bunch of explosions. Next thing I know, every damn mech in the place starts shooting at us. I'm guessing it had to be an inside job. You'd need top security access to hack all the mechs.
We'll keep that in mind, because you have a good point.
The last thing I remember is the Normandy blowing up. Did anyone else make it?
Just about everybody survived. A few servicemen from the lower decks didn't get out. Navigator Presley was killed by an explosion.
No, Presley!
Else, including the non-Alliance crew, the Asari, Liara, and the Quarian, they all made it out alive.
Okay. Alright. Need to focus here. Where are they now? I can get that later.
What's your job here?
Depends on who you ask. Technically, I'm Miranda's top lieutenant, but I'm just a soldier. I served 5 years in the Alliance before this. Now I'm in charge of the station's security. Usually a lot more dull than this. Normally I don't fire my gun unless it's target practice.
When I first woke up, someone named Miranda was talking to me over the radio. We lost contact just before I ran into you.
Miranda Lawson is the station's ranking officer. She led the Lazarus team. It was her job to bring you back to life, no matter what. Should have guessed she'd try to save you. She's not about to give up on you now. You said you lost contact. Could you tell what was happening?
There was some gunfire and an explosion right before I lost her.
She knows how to take care of herself. But I hope she's okay.
What's the quickest way to those shuttles?
Depends where the mechs are thickest. It's probably best if we...
Check. Anyone on this frequency? Anybody still alive out there? Hello?
It's Steve Bloom again.
Wilson.
That guy who complains about money and not getting paid enough money.
Took out a wave of mechs over in
I mean, if you're going to spend 4 billion credits reviving the most important man in the galaxy, maybe you should be a bit more open-minded about why you're not getting a fatter paycheck.
I think I remember a Wilson checking on me one time when I woke up.
That's him. He's the chief medical tech. Answers directly to Miranda. Come on. The service tunnels are this way.
Alright, now we have a party member. Just like Kane, our first party member is a biotic.
We've been spotted.
Damn it, Wilson.
The whole station is crawling with mix. I'm doing the best I can.
Our forces have engaged offline.
Wilson.
Oh, God. They found me. Help!
Wilson, where are you?
Server room B! Hurry! They're out of control!
You will never hear Steve Bloom sound this scared for his life in most games, for obvious reasons.
Physical reconstruction of subject is complete, but we still need to evaluate all mental and neurological functions. Our orders were clear. Make Commander Shepard who he was before the explosion. The same mind, the same morals, the same personality. If we alter his identity in any way, if he's somehow not the man he used to be, the Lazarus Project will have failed. I refuse to let that happen.
Shepard! Bastards got me in the leg!
You were there the first time I regained consciousness.
Yeah, that was me. How about we talk about this after we fix my leg?
Should be some Metagel in the first aid station on the wall. Hopefully there's enough to get him up and moving again.
Grab the Metagel from the first aid station.
Okay, yeah, they lit... Oh, it's Unity. So now instead of Unity reviving people, it's... The Metagel button and the Unity button have become the same thing.
Thanks, Shepard. Never thought you'd save my life. Guess that makes us even now, huh? I thought maybe I could shut down the security mechs, but whoever did this fried the whole system. Completely irreversible.
We didn't ask what you were doing. Why do you even have security mech clearance? You were in the bio wing.
Weren't you listening? I came here to try and fix this. Besides, I was shot. How do you explain that?
Guys, Wilson's story is a little sketchy, but it doesn't really matter right now.
I don't care who set up who. Those mechs are shooting at all of us. We'll sort it out later.
We need to find Miranda first. We can't just leave her behind.
Forget about Miranda. She was over in D-Wing. The mechs were all over that sector. There's no way she survived.
A bunch of mechs won't drop Miranda. She's alive.
Then where is she? Why haven't we heard from her? There are only two possible explanations. She's either dead, or she's a traitor.
The traitor here is very clearly you. You're way too jumpy. Way too jumpy. Way too jumpy, Wilson.
Then why did you wake me up and warn me about the attack?
Okay, maybe she's not a traitor, but that doesn't change the facts. We're here, she's not. We need to save ourselves. The shuttle bay is only a few... overlook. Oh, the canister. The shuttles. That's it. Let's
So
go.
Wilson's an engineer, type, since that's what Overload can do to explosives.
Shepard, if I tell you who we work for, will you trust me?
This really isn't the time, Jacob.
We won't make it if he's expecting a shot in the back.
If you want to piss off the boss, it's your ass, Jacob.
The Lazarus Project, the program that rebuilt you. It's funded and controlled by Cerberus.
Never heard of them, even though we did a save in port where we met Corporal Toombs. Is really stupid.
I wiped out my share of Cerberus projects when I was a Spectre. Back then they were trying to kill me. Why the change of heart?
Those answers are way above my pay grade. But basically, things change. The Alliance declared you dead. They gave up. Cerberus spent a fortune to bring you back. Look, I'd be suspicious too, but right now we have to work together. I thought you deserved to know what's what. Once we're off the station, I'll take you to the elusive man. He'll explain everything. I promise.
The elusive man? Is he in charge of all this?
Yeah. That's not his real name, of course. Nobody knows who he really is.
It was a code name the Alliance used for him. Kinda stuck.
I don't care what his name is. He just needs to answer my questions. All of them.
He spent a lot of money and time bringing you back.
Yeah. Basically, this is pretty much the only thing that could have realistically happened.
They've seen us.
And pull. Now up here we need to I swear the power cooldowns are way faster than they should be, or way faster than what I remember. Wall safe. Okay. Highlight two individual notes, find matching symbols. Okay. There we go.
Test subject has been recovered, but the damage is far worse than we initially feared. In addition to the expected burns and internal injuries from the explosion, subject has suffered significant cellular breakdown due to long-term exposure to vacuum and sub-zero temperatures. Despite the extent of the physical trauma, Wilson assures me subject is salvageable. The Lazarus Project will proceed as planned.
You hearing that, Wilson? Because you better have a good reason for doing everything you just did up to this point. You have a good reason wanting to sabotage this project. 4 billion credits. I'm a 4 billion credit worth man.
Come on, through here. We're almost at the... Miranda, but you were...
Dead?
What the hell are you doing?
My job. Wilson betrayed us all.
You should have taken him alive. See what he knew.
Too risky. I've put too much time and effort bringing you back to life to let you get killed now.
You really think Wilson's capable of that?
Not anymore.
I mean, he gave himself up pretty quickly with the way he kept trying to pin this on you, so...
I had a feeling Wilson was just looking for a chance to shoot me in the back.
Good instincts. Some people are far too trusting to ever see that coming. Come on, let's grab this shuttle and get out of here. My boss wants to speak to you.
You mean the elusive man? I know you work for Cerberus.
Ah, Jacob. I should have known your conscience would get the better of you.
Lying to the commander isn't the way to get him to join our cause.
Since we're getting everything out there, is there anything else you want to ask before we go, Commander?
You're the Lazarus Project's director, aren't you?
That's right.
Most pertinent
I put
information.
2 years of
Fuck.
my life into this project.
Dang.
Into you.
What does Cerberus want from me?
Damn it, I love
Maybe you should ask the elusive man when you meet him. He poured virtually unlimited resources into Lazarus. Obviously, he has some kind of plan for you.
Where are we going?
Another Cerberus facility. The elusive man is waiting for you there.
If you don't come along, what is your actual plan, Shepard? Even if you didn't like Cerberus, don't be stupid.
What about the rest of the people on the station?
This is the evac area. If they're not here now, they're not coming.
Yeah, we pretty much saw everyone else get killed on the way over here, so I get that.
Convenient that you show up as we're leaving. Where were you during the attack?
Besides trying to save your life, Wilson figured out I was helping you and he sent an army of mechs to take me out. I got here as soon as I could. Probably a little too soon if you ask Wilson.
Okay, let's go.
I've had enough of this station to last a lifetime.
Or 2, in your case. Come on.
So yeah, visually the upgrade to the graphics and the character models isn't as drastic as what happened to the first Mass Effect. But you can still see that for the most part everyone looks better than what they did in the original version of 2.
Before you meet with the elusive man, we need to ask a few questions to evaluate your condition.
Come on, Miranda, more tests? Shepard took down those mechs without any trouble. That has to be good enough.
It's been 2 years since the attack. The elusive man needs to know that Shepard's personality and memories are intact. Ask the questions.
So, the problem with what's about to happen is that this conversation could have actually taken the place of the Genesis comic in the first place if the developers really wanted to do that, but you know, they didn't think they were going to get a PlayStation 3 copy, so...
This is a waste of time. I feel as good as ever.
The sooner we start, the sooner we can...
I already know it's been 2 years, so I didn't see the point in asking that question.
Okay. Records show you grew up on Earth. Tough environment, no parents. You enlisted and won a medal fighting Batarians during the Skillian Blitz. Do you remember that?
No way was I gonna let those slaver bastards send me running.
However you want to put it, it was damn impressive. I had friends who were there. Satisfied, Miranda?
Almost. Let's try something more recent. Vermeer, where you destroyed Saren's cloning facility. You had to leave one of your squad behind to die in the blast.
Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams was killed in action. It was your call. Why did you leave her behind?
I left a friend to die that day, and I didn't do it casually. But I had to save as many people as I could. Ash gave her life for the rest of the team. Without her, I couldn't have stopped Saren. She died a hero.
She even got a Solarian medal for it.
I wasn't judging your decision. Everybody at Cerberus knows that cloning facility had to be destroyed.
There are other tests we really should run.
Come on, Miranda. Enough with the quizzes. The memories are there, and I can vouch for Shepard's combat skills personally.
I suppose you're right. We'll have to hope the elusive man accepts our little field test as evidence enough.
Yeah, playing Archetype is never going to be fun. Oh, I still got my tech around. That's pretty hilarious.
The elusive man is waiting for you in the other room.
Alright then.
The elusive man is waiting for you in the other room.
Okay, so let's customize our gear first. Armor. No helmet. Okay, we don't have the DLC stuff. I do know for a fact you have to buy the DLC gear throughout the game. So we can get our helmet back, or the breather helmet, whichever one you want to use. The reason we get the recon hood is because, again, that was an actual promotional order DLC. Increase weapon damage for 5%. That's actually pretty weird, but you know what? I'm gonna go without a helmet for now. Casual outfit. The Cerberus casual outfit's not really one I want to wear just because it makes it look like everyone else on Cerberus. This is this looks like I'm a captain of a Cerberus vessel. That's I never have a problem with that. Scientist outfit. This outfit I like way better. The female characters get a much worse version of this casual outfit, and it's just terrible to look at. Jesus Christ, it's terrible. Oh, the overall look is terrible. But hey, we even got some of the Mass Effect 3 outfits for Shepard here. Now, that being said, this is Mass Effect 3, so I'm going to just straight up be super casual about this. Captain of the new Cerberus squad. Let's do it. And yes, Cerberus has a logo everywhere. That's pretty obvious.
Commander Shepard.
Elusive man. I thought we'd be meeting face to face.
Unnecessary precaution. Not unusual for people who know what you and I know.
And what exactly is it that you and I know?
That our place in the universe is more fragile than we'd like to think. That one man, one very specific man, might be all that stands between humanity and the greatest threat of our brief existence.
The Reapers.
Good to see your memory's still intact. How are you feeling?
Dude, are you a biotic? Because it's blatantly obvious that your cigarette was floating in your hand there just a second ago. I might as well, you know, be polite, because as far as my Shepard knows, this guy did spend 4 billion credits on him, so showing some gratitude is something that my Paragade would do.
I noticed a few upgrades. I hope you didn't replace anything really important.
We tried to keep you as intact as possible. We need Shepard, just as you were when you defeated Sovereign.
What are the Reapers doing that made you decide to bring me back?
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack. While you've been sleeping, entire colonies have been disappearing. Human colonies. We believe it's someone working for the Reapers, just as Saren and the Geth aided Sovereign. You've seen it yourself. You bested all of them. That's just one reason we chose you.
Fighting a war doesn't seem like Cerberus. Why are you involved?
We're committed to the advancement and preservation of humanity. If the Reapers are targeting us, trying to wipe us out, Cerberus will stop them. If we wait for politicians or the Alliance to act, no more human colonies will be left.
Sovereign was trying to harvest all life in the galaxy. Why would the Reapers target a few human colonies?
Hundreds of thousands of colonists have vanished. I'd say that fits the definition of harvesting. Nobody's paying attention because it's random, and the attacks occur in remote locations. I don't know why they've suddenly targeted humanity. Maybe you got their attention when you killed one of them.
If this is a threat against humanity, you need to mobilize the Alliance.
They suffered substantial losses fighting Sovereign. They're rebuilding, still stretched too thin to waste resources verifying the Reaper threat. Blaming the abductions on mercs and pirates is easier and more convenient.
Alright. Shepard is Paragade enough to see where this is going, so.
If you're after the Reapers, just point me in the right direction.
Miranda was worried you'd be resistant. She's not usually wrong. I have a shuttle ready to take you to Freedom's Progress, the latest.
Because Shepard, my Shepard here has been patient with the. I was supposed to trust them. Okay, again, Paragade. Miranda brought me back to life and took care of the traitor who was going to sabotage everything. And Jacob was ex-Alliance as well. So let's go.
I'll get what you're looking for and be back before you know it.
Good to hear it. Find any clues you can. Who's abducting the colonies? Do they have any connection to the Reapers? I brought you back. It's up to you to do the rest.
Very elusive trophy. Alright. Okie dokie.
The elusive man is very impressed with you. I'm eager to see if you can live up to his expectations on this mission.
I never got a chance to say how much I appreciated what the Lazarus Project did for me.
I just hope it was worth it. A lot of people lost their lives on that station.
We have to work together here. Your attitude isn't helping anything.
I have the utmost respect for your abilities, Shepard. It's your motivations that concern me. I believe in what Cerberus stands for. Only time will tell if you prove to be an asset or a liability to our cause.
Tell me a little about yourself.
Worried about my qualifications? I can crush a mech with my biotics or shoot its head off at 100 yards. Take your pick.
I was trying to get to know you as a human being.
I'm not looking for a friend, Shepard. Stay focused on the mission.
It's obvious you're not interested in talking.
We've got an assignment. We can talk about it or we can do it.
I'm glad the elusive man convinced you to join us, Commander.
Cerberus gave me my body back. That's worth giving them a chance. One chance.
But you're still not convinced. Do you trust me, Commander?
Yes.
You're a good man, Jacob. But you might be working for the wrong people.
Maybe. But I thought the same when I was with the Alliance. That's why I'm here now.
You said you served in the Alliance?
5 years in total. Stationed all over the galaxy. Even spent a couple of years as a Corsair.
Never heard of that.
I've never heard of the Corsairs.
It was an Alliance initiative. They hired independent starship captains and used them for missions that fell outside official Alliance jurisdiction. Technically, we weren't part of the Alliance. If we ever got caught, they could disavow any knowledge of us. We were supposed to be free from restrictions and rules, but there was still enough red tape to sink a cruiser. I finally just gave up.
Why did you join Cerberus?
I guess I just got tired of never making a difference. So much of what we did in the Alliance seemed pointless. I thought things would change after the attack on the Citadel. Humanity was finally invited to join the Council, but nothing changed. Politics, bureaucracy, same bullshit, different leaders. Cerberus is different. When colonies go missing, we don't commission a team to write a report to figure out what the hell to do about it. We just go and find out.
So basically, Jacob is what could have happened to Shepard if he genuinely did get fed up with not just the Alliance, but the Citadel not doing anything about the human colony abductions or denying the Reaper involvement for 2 years. It's a potential possibility. And Corsairs are basically a type of Spectre in that they're a mixture of space pirates and Robin Hood. Potentially interesting stuff. I can't wait to get more into Jacob's interesting backstory.
That's all for now.
Yes, sir.
The mission complete screen gives you a general summary of everything you've accomplished as a result of the mission. You leveled up because you gained enough experience to do it. Shepard escaped the attack on the facility along with operatives Taylor and Lawson. Facility destroyed by remote detonation. Salvage teams will ensure no encrypting data survived. Per Miranda's recommendation, I'm running security sweeps on our cells to ensure that Wilson was our only mole. Regardless of the cost, the project was a success. Shepard is back. And because we imported a level 55 character, you see the following bonuses. 3,500 starting experience, which put us at level 4 right off the bat. 9,000 Element 0 Iridium Palladium Platinum. 190 Paragon Renegade points because we maxed out both meters. But the most important thing is our credits. Again, the Rich achievement. If you manage to get the Rich achievement in the original Mass Effect 1, you start with something like you get an additional 100,000 credits if you import if you have the rich achievement for Mass Effect 1. What you can clearly see there is not 100,000 credits, but somewhere upwards of 1 million. We actually started with 9,999 credits or so, and the rest of the credits we have are from the stuff we picked up in the mission. So we're basically literally rich. And we have a heavy weapon. Heavy weapons are a new weapon type I'll get into more later, but for right now, we're going to cut the video off here. We'll continue to the actual mission in the next video.